Mountain Lobos. John Devlin, we couldn't have a better afternoon for this game. Temperature in the high 50s, low 60s, no wind, perfect playing conditions for the first round of the Class 4A playoffs.
And it should be a good matchup, Adam, pitting the undefeated Rangeview Raiders, champions of the Continental League, against the Rocky Mountain Lobos of the Front Range League, the Front Range number 2 seed with a 7-3 record overall.
Well, I tell you, it's where they had projected Rocky Mountain to end in 6th place, and they end up in 1st place in the Front Range League, turning around a 3-7 season, which the Lobos had last year, to a 7-3 season this year.
Yeah, the Lobos are making their first state playoff appearance since 1982, Adam. And under Coach Pat O'Donnell, the Lobos have certainly had stability. Pat is the only coach the Lobos have had in their 16-year history. And I have learned that he is an original Denver Bronco from the vertical sock days.
Oh, yeah? That'll add to your list of trivia and assorted facts and information. Well, as you saw with the coin toss, the Lobos will be receiving. They will be moving from right to left, the Rangeview Raiders from left to right. And we will have that kickoff from Aurora Public Schools Stadium right after this, because we haven't seen them before, and we want you to know a little bit about them. As John said, they're coached by Pat O'Donnell in his 16th year, 3-7 last year, 7-3 this year. They are the top seed from the Front Range League. They were forecast 6th. They end up 1st. The 2nd seed was Fort Collins, in case you wanted to know. They are a young team. They only returned 2 offensive starters, 3 on defense. They're led by quarterback Jay Gallagher, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in 4A play this year. 13 touchdowns, 1,115 yards passing. He has a completion rate of 54%. The Lobos started a little slow, losing 2 out of their first 3 games. Then they ended up the year winning 4 straight to make this playoff round. Well, the Rangeview Raiders will kick off today. Reggie Stacks, Mr. Darth Vader, in all black today. And the visor will work because he has sunshine, which makes the matchup perfectly. Stacks will kick off from the 40-yard line. The Lobos will be receiving the ball as the first round playoff gets underway. The kick is going to hit at the 13-yard line and will be taken by number 22. Taken by number 22, Greg Comer. He'll cross the 20-yard line. They'll put the ball in play at the 24-yard line.
As you alluded to, Adam, in your little wrap-up of the Rocky Mountain Lobos, they are a team that runs out of the I formation, but they are a balanced type of offensive team. They'll run the ball, they'll throw the ball, and it will pose Rangeview's defense a good test today.
All right, the handoff goes to number 35, Derek Whitmire. Setting the Lobo offense for you, the quarterback is Jay Gallagher, whom we've talked about. The fullback, Derek Whitmire, number 35. The tailback, Greg Hodson. The wide receiver, Pat Litzow. Got that one right. The center, number 53, Henry Van Seal. The guards, number 66 and 62, Scott Ammerman and Brent Perry. The tackles, number 71, James Lavelle and Frank Randazzo. The tight end, Steve Raines and Tim Cromley. On second down, Gallagher back to pass. Lets it fly. Taken by number 85, Tim Crawley, the split end. Rangeview will finally run him out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
Crowley cutting across the middle had Jeff Orndorff, the Raiders' normal fullback, on the coverage, and Orndorff slipped down to the ground over the middle, which allowed the receiver to run wide. Nice completion, nice gain. First down, Rocky Mountain.
First down, Rocky Mountain. First down and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Gallagher under center. The handoff to number 35 again, Derek Whitmire. Whitmire will try the center. It's going to go nowhere. Rangeview has a very strong defense. They only give up about 135 yards average per game.
An aggressive type of defense, Adam. We've seen it all year. The Raiders like to attack. They like to get after people, and they're certainly going to have to do it today to get over their first-round jinx in the playoffs. They have been to state play twice in their history, and they've lost in the first round both times.
On second down and 9. Gallagher brings the Lobos up, keeps the ball on his hip. Looks the pass. It's number 35. I tell you, Derek Whitmire's getting a lot of use in this first quarter. They found an opening on the right side. He's in deep in the Rangeview territory, crossed the 25-yard line. They finally bring him down at the Rangeview 22-yard line.
And Rangeview, you'll see on the replay, Adam, Rocky Mountain quarterback Jay Gallagher just gets the ball away as Eric Page trips him up from behind. He was not aware of the pressure. He got the play off, and the Lobos are moving.
On first down and 10 from the 24-yard line. Gallagher back to pass, puts it up. Overthrows number 7. He's looking down the end zone for Pat Litzow. He overthrew him in the end zone.
Pat Litzow was wide open down there at him, and Gallagher just simply overthrew him. He had the time.
They'll bring up second down and 10. It's the first time we've seen a real major passing offense this year who can throw the ball, and they are moving it by the air. Rangeview's defense hasn't really been tested that much by a good throwing quarterback all year. On second down and 10 from the 24-yard line, the handoff to number 46, Greg Hodson. Hodson will pick up 3, maybe 4 yards.
And that's the first time that we've seen Greg Hodson in the ball game so far, Adam. He rushed for 1,080 yards on this season in 10 regular season games, including a 345-yard explosion against North Glen in the Front Range League play. And that, of course, was a Fort Collins city record for a single game. Greg Hodson.
Well, I like that they're coming out they are absolutely undaunted about anything they've heard about Rangeview. They're coming out, passing the ball, moving it right up the field on third down. Gallagher back to pass again. He's under a stiff rush, and they're going to sack him.
Reggie Stacks is going to get credit for the sack, Adam, the Rangeview Raiders nose guard, but the man who really flushed Gallagher out of the pocket and into that sack was the defensive end on the left side, Bill Green, number 47.
Rangeview's been able to come up with exactly the right play when they need it. Somebody breaks through, makes the play that they need. 9 minutes, 27 seconds remaining to go in the first quarter. The Lobos will try a field goal. They'll spot the ball at the 30-yard line. Field goal attempt of about 40 yards.
And doing the kicking is Brian Donovan.
The kick will fall short. Rangeview dodges a bullet because the Lobos came out with a good drive that the Raiders finally stalled, and the field goal will not connect. For the first time this afternoon, we get to see the Raiders on offense. 9 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the first quarter. So they rolled off a good 3 minutes. Good ball control offense using the pass to do it.
And it'll be interesting to see if Ernest Williams comes out in the starting Rangeview lineup, Adam. As you remember last week, Ernest went out of the game in the first half against Hinckley, and he is indeed in the starting backfield.
There. Frank Hodge, the quarterback for the Raiders. Behind him, Ernest Williams. And we don't have to tell you who's carrying the ball. It's going to be 22, Jeff Warndorf. Warndorf usually runs the ball up the middle, which sets up Williams to run wide.
Yeah, Ernest Williams finished the season, of course, with 1,400 yards in 7 full ball games. And Jeff Warndorf was not very far behind with 798 yards for his season. So the Raiders have a very good 1-2 running punch.
On first down and 10, Frank Hodge, the quarterback, hands the ball off to Ernest Williams. Running off the right side, Ernest Williams will pick up 5 yards. Williams and Orndorff run behind probably one of the more sizable offensive lines in the league. The center is Ricardo Martinez, and guards Floyd Gibbon and Chris Slogenhoop. The tackles Eric Molfino and David Stump. On second down.
And there's not much running room for Jeff Orndorff on that play, Adam.
I'll bring up third down in a couple. Good, tight defense being played by the Rocky Mountain Lobos. I'll bring up third down. Reggie Stacks goes off. Waylon Richards in. We may see Frank Hodge put the ball up. But then again, Ernest Williams is as good as a pass. They can get him to the outside. 7:49 remaining in the first quarter from Aurora Public Schools Stadium. Hodge doesn't like the set, calls timeout.
The Rocky Mountain Lobos, Adam, come out in a basic 4-4 defensive alignment, which at times they will give you a 6-2 look by bringing the 2 outside linebackers up on the line of